That set up the annual showdown with Nebraska in a game that produced one of the most dramatic finishes of the year in college football.
It's great. Especially that, they were a #4 team in the country, and we were coming off a, not so lackluster performance of, couple weeks before that, and people counted us out saying there's no way these guys can hang with Nebraska. They're going to roll all over them, and we were able to come out there and win that game. It was just great, not for me, but also for the seniors.
Trailing 7-0, the Wildcats got on the board midway through the first quarter, thanks to this diving catch on 3rd down and 10 by Quincy Morgan.
Back to throw, Jonathan looking downfield. Sets, throws, guns the ball downfield, looking for Morgan. Dives, makes a catch inside the 10. Down at the Nebraska 7-yard line. Morgan laid it out that time to pull it in. And for Quincy, his 48th catch of the year.
Hand it to the offensive line, Greg. The offensive line had perfect coverage there and allowed Beasley to sit in the pocket and throw deep down the field in a man-to-man coverage situation. And sure enough, out in front was Quincy Morgan. It wasn't an easy catch. He had to lay out and catch it, but he did at the Nebraska 7-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1. Beasley under center, I formation, play clock at 4. You do not want to delay a game here. Play clock at 2. They just get it off, run the option. Beasley keeps it now, makes a bad pitch. Scobey picks it up, goes in, touchdown. K-State within a point. The errant pitch bounced right back up to Scobey, who went in untouched, and Josh Scobey scores, and K-State's on the board.
Nebraska answered right back and led 14-7 after the first quarter, before the Cats responded with 10 unanswered points in the second quarter, including this 49-yard strike from Beasley to Morgan.
Randall Cummins snaps it back to Beasley. Blitz, throws a screen out to Morgan, slips a tackle at a 40. Morgan 35, 30, Morgan 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And Kansas State, for the first time tonight, has the lead in this game.
K-State built on its 17-14 halftime lead with 2 crucial field goals from Jamie Rheem in the 3rd quarter.
27-yard attempt from the near hash. Neil Gosh to snap it back. Snap down, kick is up, high enough, long enough, and good. 20-14, K-State with the lead. 29-yard attempt for Rheem, and the ball in the far hash. Snap it down. The kick by Rheem is up, and the kick is good. 23-14, big kick by Jamie Rheem. He's drilled 3 tonight.
And that game was, it was really important, and it was crazy throughout that game. I think I was while I was on the bench, I looked down at the turf, and one time I saw it rain. Next thing I saw, it sleeting, and then hail, and then snow, and it was just one of those things where you just set everything aside, and you had to go out there and just focus on what you were doing, because there's so much pressure on you, for being in a big game, being on TV. You got weather, you got all this stuff, and I just, I think I handled it pretty well mentally, just going out there and focusing on what I needed to do.
Ream's 3rd field goal gave the Wildcats a short-lived 23-14 lead before Nebraska stormed back behind their strong running game to take a 28-23 lead midway through the 4th quarter. This 45-yard run by Dan Alexander capped a 74-yard drive of the Huskers, and the Cats found themselves down by 5 with just over 6 minutes left to play.
We knew that, this is probably going to be, we'll get one more chance after this, but, we're just like, hey, fellas, let's just buckle down. Let's go out there and do what we've been doing all year. You got offensive line, you guys block, and everyone else will do the rest. And, we're fortunate enough to come out with a victory on that day.
Brock Cartwright opened the drive with this 13-yard run that put the ball in Nebraska territory. Later in the drive, Beasley would scramble for a key first down on this 15-yard run. And the Cats found themselves with the 2nd and goal at the Nebraska 12 with less than 3 minutes left to play.
3:08, clock moving. Left in the game. 28-23 Huskers. Beasley in a shotgun. Twins to the far side. Morgan to the near side. Snap it back. Beasley holds, looks, throws over the middle. Pass caught. Morgan at the 5. Quincy Morgan. Touchdown. Kansas State. And the Wildcats take the lead. 2:52 left in the game.
Great execution by K-State. Nice shotgun snap by Randall Cummins. Great blocking up front. Quincy Morgan lined up on the right side, ran across to the left side of the field. The ball was delivered right in stride at the 5-yard line, and he took it over toward the left side of the field for a K-State touchdown. K-State goes up 29-28 on Quincy Morgan's 12-yard touchdown reception.
Well, earlier in the game, when I was coming this way in the end zone, I threw one to Aaron, and I wasn't patient in my read, and Quincy came open, and I got on the phone. Coach Hud said, man, the next time we run, just wait for Quincy and he'll get open. And we called, trips, and we ran a hook and a cross and a flat. And I didn't even look at anyone else. I just waved for Quincy. I just stared at him the whole way, and he came open again. I just threw it to him, and he scored, and it was just a great feeling.
K-State's two-point attempt was incomplete, and Nebraska had one final opportunity with a drive that began at their own 22-yard line. The Wildcat defense was up to the challenge on 4th down at the Nebraska 43. Dyshod Carter sealed the Huskers' fate.
Davison to the near side, Crouch under center. Put Newcomb in motion. Fake the handoff, back to throw is Crouch. Sets, throws the ball down middle, pass is incomplete. Knocked away from Matt Davison by Dyshod Carter. The senior on senior day makes a play for Kansas State, and Nebraska turns the ball over on downs to Kansas State, and they only have one timeout left.
The play before, they ran the same play just from the other hash, and Matt Davison ran across the middle, and we were slipping. And I knew he thought he thought it was open, so I seen him go to his coach. And I said they're gonna run the same play, just the opposite way, and they did that. And I stepped back. I gave myself a lot of room because I didn't want to fall or slip. If he caught the ball, I was gonna tackle him. I seen him make his break, and I seen the ball in the air. I just broke on it with all I had, and just broke it up and wrapped him up and took him to the ground. And I had to look around for any pass interference call, but once I didn't see no pass interference call on the ground, I just jumped for joy because it's my last game at home. I just wanted to make something happen.
This game is over. Some said K-State wouldn't beat Nebraska for another 30 years. Well, Bill Snyder and these Cats have proven them wrong today, and K-State now is within one game of winning the Big 12 North for the second time in the last 3 years. And it is party time. They're sledding all over KSU Stadium. K-State beats Nebraska tonight, 29-28.
All that stood in the way of K-State and a trip to the Big 12 championship game was the Missouri Tigers. Always tough at home, the Tigers jumped out to a 14-0 lead. But K-State would not be denied as the Wildcats relied on a strong running game to score 25 points in the second quarter.
Well, I think running game is always a really, really important part of the offense because, you know, the running game opens up all, you know, factors of the offense. So we knew that we had to run the ball against Missouri late in the game because, hey, they were really playing great defense, and we knew that if we ran the ball well, that we could come out on top.
Rock Cartwright the one back. He gets the handoff. Cartwright to the 10. Bouncing down to the 5. Rock Cartwright. Touchdown. Rock and roll Cartwright for 6 points for Kansas State. Now it's 2nd and 1 for K-State from the 5. They hand it off to Scobey off the left side. Cuts to the outside. He goes in. Touchdown. Kansas State and the Wildcats helped out by a couple of penalties on Missouri on the drive. And K-State's back in the game. Down now 21-16. Twins to the near side. Beasley in a shotgun. 1st and 10 from the MU 48. Beasley gets the snap. Looks downfield. Has time. Throws it out in the flat. Cartwright wide open. 45-40. Rock 35-30. Cuts back middle field. 25-20. 15-10. Brought down to about the 9-yard line. Rock Cartwright. What an impact he's had on this game in the first half. K-State will go double tight end set. I formation. Scobey the deep back. Nick Leckie a wing to the far side. Now in motion is Leckie. They turn. They hand it off to Scobey, picking his way to the goal line. Leads, dives, touchdown. Kansas State and the Wildcats, for the first time in this game, have the lead at 25-21.
The Wildcats also got a key sack from Chris Johnson in the second quarter and took a 25-21 halftime lead. The Tigers cut the lead to 1, but Jamie Rheem's field goal in the fourth quarter was enough to turn back the Tigers 28-24.
And Kansas State, listen to this, folks. You'll like this. Are the champions of the Big 12 North Conference, and they're headed to Kansas City to play in a Big 12 title game on December the 2nd.